So hello everyone. Today I'm gonna commentate a group of files that I did for all the levels in Sonic CD Restored, except for Stardust Speedway 3. For Stardust Speedway 3, you just do what Luigi does in his Save Stardust Speedway 3 video that I will leave in the description. So first off, Palm Tree Panic 1, you start off with a peel out. You want to release the peel out as soon as you see Sonic is in his peel out animation, like fully. That's when you release the peel out. So otherwise, if you do it too early, you don't get all the speed. So you jump and you hold right until Sonic is above the bridge, and then you release jump and you start holding left. You land, do a spin dash or drop dash. You grab the speed shoes, you jump. And then once Sonic is around here, you wanna react for this jump when Sonic is halfway in between the two parts of the wall. The bright part on the left and the dark part on the right. And then you jump and you keep holding right, you land on the spring. You can optionally do a turnaround, and when Sonic is on the right edge of the tree there, then you can start holding right to cut that corner, or you can just hold right the whole way through. Then on the second platform, if you're not too early, you won't fall off, then you do a full jump. And then once you're on the right edge of the checkpoint, you know, once you've grabbed it and you're on the right edge of it, you do a full jump, bounce off this enemy, and then once you see that it has gone off screen, once it touches the bottom left corner of the screen, you release jump, and then you hold jump again to bounce on that other enemy. Then, if you don't land before this, and you land here, you jump. So that you don't bonk against the ring monitor, and that's how you do Palm Tree Panic 1. Then, Palm Tree Panic 2, you do a peel out. You jump once you land on this rock, and then you start holding jump, and hopefully you bounce off all these enemies. If you're too far to the left, you won't land on that last enemy, but you just jump up here anyway to this platform, and when you're on the slope, you jump until you reach the stars in the background. Like, I'm gonna rewind so you can see. Once you reach those stars, you release jump, the ones that Sonic is covering, the stars in the background. You release jump and you hopefully land here, and then you're careful to not bonk when doing those two jumps, and then you jump after the third star there. Once you're to the right edge of the star, you do a full jump and then you roll. And then when you land, you wait a little bit. You can even pause buffer this, and then you do a full jump. You either land on these enemies to the left, or you land on this platform. I prefer to pause here to see which one of the two I'm going to get, the enemy bounce or the landing here. If you get to the landing, you wanna jump on the right edge of this platform and either roll or bounce off that monitor there, and then you jump if you're rolling there. And that's Palm Tree Panic 2. Palm Tree Panic 3, you do a peel out, and then you see those stars. Once they are close to the left edge of the screen, those stars in the background on the floor, then you jump and you land on the spring. You jump, roll, grab that monitor there, and once you're on the left half of the loop collecting that ring, you roll and jump to do a loop jump, and then you stand around that star that Sonic is covering right now, the second star, and then you wait for Robotnik to come down and you jump. And then once you're aligned with Robotnik's face on the robot, that's where you start jumping to get to the hits, and then you hold left and you just mash jump and pray that you get all the hits without accidentally going to the right or to the left. And then you pause buffer for this. For pause buffering, by the way, when you unpause, you want to wait for the continue thing to flash 4 times before you do any inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you pause again, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you pause like that. That's how you do it. And then the same thing goes for the piano rolled jumps. So the frame where you pause is this, where you see a line like on the floor just below the grass. You can see some lines. So once you see that last line on the right edge of the screen, like that one before the red lines on the tube, that last line that goes up and down, like as soon as you see it on screen, that's the frame for which you want pause and then release the peel out. Then you go down and jump to pop that capsule. Then collision chaos 1, you can either do a peel out or a 3-tap and jump on that thing if you're doing the 3-tap. Like you jump on that, under that monitor to jump, to like basically bunk on it and keep your speed, but you can also do a peel out. And you hit that wall there and release so that you don't literally walk right into the spikes and die. And then you wait for Metal Sonic to break those spikes there, and then you release the peel out when you're next to that wall, and then you jump and roll. And then here you hold right and you jump up this slope, grab those speed shoes, and then you want to be around the middle of this spring, leaning a bit more towards the left, and then as soon as you're hitting the spring, as you're hitting it, you want to hold right to not bunk. And then you do a turnaround in midair, roll, and then once you're above this floor, you start holding right, and then you jump. You land to the right of the star on the flipper, and then you jump and hold right. And then if you get a lucky landing, you either make it all the way to the right or you land on this platform, in which case you can roll, and then once you're off the platform, you hold left and roll. And then you hold right. And if you do it right, you'll land exactly here and be able to immediately jump to get the free clip like that. And then you pass around here, you jump there, and then you want to pass around here when you're below that platform that is above Sonic. And then you want to switch from right to left for about 0.15 seconds approximately. Like that. 0.14, but you want to do it around the 0.12 to 0.15 second range. And then you switch back to right. And when you're close to this board that is just below Sonic, you start holding left and then you jump after you land. And you just do the roll at the end like that. Easy. Well, not easy, but easier than if you just do it blindly. Collision Chaos 2, you do a peel out. You slow down around here, like as you're on that downward slope. And then you should be on this upward slope now, and then you want to peel out around the very right edge of the slope, and then you want to immediately jump after releasing the peel out. You carry a full peel out and roll afterwards and bounce on these enemies. You do a quick turnaround in midair, do a 2-tap and do a full jump, and as Sonic is falling you start holding left, do a spin dash or drop dash to break those speed shoes. Then 1-tap, and once you're under this thing, you want to, like once you're under the left edge of this thing, you jump and hold left. And then you hit the spring, you roll, hold right. And now, you see this thing that Sonic is covering with like a green line in the middle? You want to be somewhere around this thing when you land on this, and then you want to jump off the flipper. Then try to land around here on this part with the slope that is going up and right. And then you jump and then hold right. And then you start mashing jump the whole way through to jump off the right edge of those blocks. And as you can see there, after grabbing the rings as you're falling, once you're about to grab the rings or you're grabbing them, that's where you hold left for a bit so that you can cleanly roll into the slope without hitting the wall. Or you can do a spin dash if you hit the wall. And then you roll and jump up the slope, and that's how you end up collision chaos 2. Now Act 3. Act 3, I do it in an interesting way. You do the peel out, right? And then you see this the yellow things in the background. So somewhere around, if I can visualize it, you see those green circles there? Those green circles, the with like 4 sides, like the green circles inside the cubes. Once you're around the first circle right under it, or when you're between, you see in the background that Sonic is in a gap between those 2 yellow things. Just above Sonic, those 2 yellow rocks. This is where you jump. And if done right, you can get to the jump and then roll. Or you can instead use the shard. Like, as you can see, Sonic is below the second shard with the green circle inside, and then you just jump. So those are 2 cues that you can use for the jump. And then you just roll and hit the capsule. Then, Tidal Tempest 1, you do a spin dash and immediately jump. And now the cue for this. So I use the volcanoes. They kind of like move around. So when Sonic is past that volcano there, the one that is just to the left of Sonic in the background, that's where you want to be standing to bounce off that enemy, and then you just hold right. And then you do a peel out here, and then you hit the spring, you hold right. Now, this upcoming jump, once you're off this platform, you want to immediately jump. And now you want to pause buffer as soon as you grab that thing. If you get lucky, you'll just bounce off it, but it's also possible that Sonic lands without bouncing off the invincibility monitor, and then you instead have to do a jump onto this platform, which is why I pause when getting that monitor, just to make sure that if Sonic lands and is running on the first platform before jumping onto this second one, I can jump over. If you have the drop dash, you can just drop dash and jump. You don't have to do any of this dumb stuff. And then you jump onto the third platform, do a peel out and jump to hit that ceiling, and then you just hold right. Now, Act 2. Act 2, you wanna start off with a 1 tap, then fold. You don't wanna hold right immediately. Once you're below the platform there, then you can start holding right. And when you grab the second ring, once Sonic is in the middle of where that second ring was before being collected, you do a full jump. You hold left after hitting the wall to land here, and then you do a peel out and jump across. Like that. You wanna wait until the water is below Sonic before releasing that peel out, and then you jump across. Then you hit that wall, jump and hold left, and once Sonic, the bottom of Sonic is aligned towards the top of that blue flame, that's when you start holding right, and hopefully you just land here without having to jump onto this thing. Then you do a 1 tap and hold left, and then you switch to right when you're kind of like aligned towards that blue enemy there. If you hit the wall, you just gotta jump after the time warp, but I didn't hit the wall, so I just hold right. Like, you jump and hold right if you bunk the wall, so that you don't have to wait for Sonic to build up momentum if you hit the wall after the time warp. And then you hold right, you jump here, you do a 1 tap, and when Sonic is under that wall there, then you start holding right. Once Sonic is under this wall to Sonic's right. Once Sonic is under that wall, you start holding right. You just wait a tiny bit before holding right once Sonic is under the wall. You do a 3 tap, jump and hold right, and then try to like maneuver so that you're holding left as you hit the spring, and then you hold right as you're going up. And then you do a 6-tap and try to jump up the slope while holding right. Land here, slow yourself down, do a 6-tap, roll, and then jump after you break the thing. Like, once you break the thing and then it despawns, so it is off the left edge of the screen, that's when you jump. Jump again, and then you can slow yourself down and do a peel out, and there you go. And then Tidal Tempest 3. You start off with a 3-tap and then jump as soon as you grab that first ring. And then you jump, 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 jump. Once you're under the 4th block, that's around, like, you see that 4th block above Sonic right now? Once you're around here, you want to release right so you can roll and then hold right. And then you can do a 3-tap right after. 3-tap and jump once you're close to the right edge of that platform just below the gap. Just before the gap, rather. Like, just before the gap, you jump, and then you don't hold anything, you just bounce off Eggman, you bounce off this ring monitor, and then you roll here, you let yourself fall around the gap. There's 2 blocks, and then a gap, and then a 4th block, so you want to be where the 3rd block would be if there wasn't a gap here, if that makes sense. You just fall there, 1-tap and hold left, you land, do a 3-tap, or a 6-tap, doesn't matter, and then you land and then you do a 3-tap. Or you can drop dash if you have it. For the positioning on this, you see the very top of Sonic's queue, where there's a white line, a white horizontal line at the very top of Sonic's queue. You want that line to be to the left of this little broken rock that is to the right of Sonic on the floor. You know, the broken rock with cracks. You want that line to be to the left of the left edge of that rock. You want to be standing exactly there. And then when Eggman's bubbles, once the right edge of Eggman's bubbles are touching the left edge of the circle there, like, you can see Eggman's, you see this circle? There's 3 yellow circles to the front of Eggman, right? So when the right edge of the bubbles to the left are touching the left half, like the left edge of that circle, the topmost circle in the middle, the yellow circle of Eggman's machine, then you jump, then do another jump as soon as you land, and as soon as you grab the second bubble, you start holding left and jump. And then you get to the quick kill. It's hard to explain, but that's the general gist of it. Then Quartz Quadrant 1, you wanna hold left. After grabbing the second ring, you want to roll. Depending on the version you have. If you get lucky with the version you have of the game, you don't have to do this. You can just like 1-tap, I think. I don't know. But anyway, you roll and then you hold right. You jump. You don't wanna jump too early, or you'll hit the ceiling, and then fall into the monitor. Then you jump up. If you don't immediately land here, you can jump up that slope, then roll, jump, jump. You don't wanna be on that upward slope below Sonic, or you'll accidentally enter the thing. So you want to jump from the left edge of the platform with full momentum and holding the jump button. So you jump across, roll. Then once you grab this third ring, you slow down, do a peel out, you hold right. And then as you bonk this thing and you start going down the slope, you hold left, hold right, then roll after you land. You want to be holding right until you land and then you roll. Then peel out, and then once you're on the flat part here of this platform, once you're on the treadmill, you roll and you just keep holding down until you hit the spring, and then you can hold right once you hit the ceiling. And there you go. And then Quartz Quadrant 2, when Sonic's nose is touching the left edge of that ceiling, like, once it is aligned to the left edge of that ceiling, you jump and bunk the ceiling. And then you do a 3-tap. I do a 3-tap there, and then I roll. And then, as I'm about to hit that spring, just before I hit it, I jump so I can get on top of it. I want to bunk the spring, but in mid-air. And then I try to land here, not too far right, so you don't bunk when doing this next jump. You just wanna start holding right after you bunk the red spring, and then jump across, like this. And you hit the speed shoes jump. After that second rock there that is falling, you jump, and then you roll immediately after landing, but you wanna be holding right until you land. And then you roll, jump off this slope, jump. Then after the second rock, again you jump, and you just hold right and jump, and you get into that spring. And then you spin dash here. When you land on this monitor, you hold right. And now, what you wanna do here, what I like to do is I jump and pause as I'm at the very left edge of that checkpoint on the end of the treadmill. And then I hold left. When I hit the wall, I pause again, and if Sonic is below the bottom of the checkpoint, you hold right. And you don't bunk, and then you just jump across. You jump twice as soon as you... So when you go up this slope and then you fall, you do 2 full jumps. That's all you have to do, and you get to the 24 easy, as long as nothing goes wrong. Backup also, if you fall off, you just go... You can just like... You can either take a spring at the bottom, or you could go up and then you could like try to land on those things. So you just like... You just have to hold right, basically. You do a 3-tap here at the beginning of Quartz Quadrant 3. Well, not necessarily a 3-tap, but I prefer to do a 3-tap. You land on the left edge here, and you can either do a spin dash, or you can do a peel out if you're confident that you can charge it early enough and release it early enough so that you don't fall off while doing it, like that. Basically what you wanna be looking for, if you're doing a spin dash or peel out, as soon as you land, you want to see Sonic in his running animation before you do that. If you're landing immediately after and then doing a spin dash or peel out. This also applies to the other cases where you land and you spin dash or peel out. You don't want to try and charge it as soon as you land. You want to wait until you see Sonic on that running animation before doing the spin dashes. Here, you want to slow yourself down. You know the boss theme, so in sync with the ding, you want to hold left with the first D, and then with the ding you want to hold right. So if you look closely, I do ding. See, it syncs. So that's how you slow down for just enough, and then you switch back to right. You have to wait until the mines are dropping, by the way, for this. Like that, and that's how you do it. You just wait for the boss to kill itself, and then you just wait for the thing to get destroyed. As soon as Eggman goes off screen, so he touches the right edge of the screen, that's where the thing respawns, and then you can release your peel out and jump like that. So Wacky Workbench 1, you want to start off with a 1-tap, a medium jump, not like a tiny jump or a full jump. You land, jump when you're above the yellow spring, and then you just hold right, and after grabbing this third ring, you jump. You do a peel out, and when the top of the rings is aligned to the top of this first thing that is going down, you release the peel out and jump. And then now you hold right here. And for these platforms, you want Sonic's nose to be touching the platform to the right. And then you want Sonic to be around there before you jump. If I show it off in slow motion, like you don't want to jump as soon as Sonic's body touches the platform to the right, but just a little bit after it touches it, like that. Like you see, you wait a little bit and then you jump. And then you hopefully land on this thing, and then you release right until you're off the thing. So you land on it, release right, hold right as soon as you're past that thing, so no longer in it, so you're in midair. You hold right, you release right as you're bunking against this wall, and then you try to land on this thing, do a spin dash, hold right, then slow yourself down on this platform, do a peel out, and when those two platforms to Sonic's right are kind of aligned to each other, that's when you release the peel out. You can either hold right, or you can do a turnaround to the beat of the music, like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dan-don. You hold left with the dan, and right with the don. Once you're past this, you see that block above Sonic? Once Sonic is under that block, that's where you do the turnaround. As you can see. If I can dan-don like that, and you just turn around and you get 26. You can just hold right if you don't care about the 26, and you can get a 27 or 28 when you land on the platform and do a peel out at the end. So yeah, you don't have to risk it with that dan-don turnaround thing. Wacky Workbench 2. The way you do it is you first off, I'm gonna put it to the max here, and I'm gonna turn on audio output so that you can hear the music. But it's still kind of low. You wanna do the spin dash synced with the music, kind of. Like, the maybe you can't hear it, but maybe you can't hear it because it's too low, but you want to do the spin dash to the music, like in sync with the music, to the beat of it, if it makes sense. Then you start holding right when you're, well, you don't hold right just yet. When you're past those rings there, once you've grabbed all of them, you start holding left, like don din dan. You do it to the beat of the Ice Cap 1 music, like don din dan, and I do the turnaround, as you can see. And then you either land on that yellow spring or to the or on the platform to the right of it if it goes right. And then you hold left after rolling, so you grab this signpost here, the time signpost. Then you do a spin dash, you wait around this thing, and after time traveling you just jump off immediately. Then you try to get on the left edge of this platform, but not too far to the left, and then you do a one-tap roll, hit the wall and hold left, and then you do a one-tap and jump while holding right. And if you catch the cycle, so when you're to the right of that monitor, you wanna start holding left, by the way. And if done right, you will just make it through. Like you hold left, then you go all the way up, and then you start holding right, sort of. You want to do that turnaround so you don't hit the pole things. Then here, if you don't bonk that wall, you can just keep moving forward. But once you're just above that gap there, but still not falling into the gap, the one that is below Sonic, you want to do a full jump, hit this wall, hold left, and then roll on this slope. Then do the same thing as in Quartz Quadrant 2, you hit the spring but in mid-air, so that you bonk on it, you land, wait a little bit, and when you're in the middle of the platform, you do a full jump, you hold left, then do a one tap, and when Sonic is being covered by this green thing here, like when you cannot see Sonic while he's spinning here, you just piano roll. And then here you want to do the latest jump. The way I like to do it is I press up twice as soon as Sonic's body touches the pole. I tap up twice and then I immediately jump. Like if you can see it, like up jump, and then I just land here and do the peel out, and there you go. So Wacky Workbench 3, you do a peel out, and then basically for that jump, you see the lines above Sonic in the background, those yellow lines. You want Sonic to be past those lines, then jump, and then you want to release right while doing that, the full jump once you're around there. And then you want, basically you see when Sonic is below the top of that platform, you start holding left and then you try to land on this thing. You jump, and then you jump here. You try to make it to the left of this platform, and then you wanna start holding right. And then you want to use pause buffering to make yourself land on this slope while rolling. And then you want to jump on the flat part of the ground there before those things. You either don't bounce up, those thingies that make you go upwards really high, or you bounce but you still make it far enough to the right that you get to the bathroom like I did. You hit the bus as soon as it pops up, then the first rock that is gonna fall is the right one here, as you can see. You land on it and then you jump onto the left one from here. You jump, you hit Robotnik, then the leftmost block will be the first one to drop. So you stand around here to not get crushed. And you jump onto the right one again. And then onto the left one. You hit Robotnik at least like 3 or 4 times so that he doesn't waste time. You do a peel out, and when the spikes start shooting, you move around to the other side. And then when the rocks start moving up, you just jump and hit Eggman. And then you do a peel out and you jump as soon as you release the peel out, but you have to wait for Eggman to start moving before releasing the peel out. You can also pause buffer the jump. Again, after the continue thing flashes 4 times, you immediately jump. So you can pause buffer that jump if you need to. And then you just break that thing. If you bonk, then you obviously lose like a second and a half, but it's not too bad. You just keep walking right and break the capsule. Then Stardust Speedway 1, you either do a 3-tap or a peel out. Then you can roll and jump off the slope, or you can just keep holding right. Then once you're on this platform, you do like a middle jump, and then you get on this thing, you roll once you're past the gap, and then once you're around the edge of that platform but before the downward slope, you jump with a full jump, then turn that thing, hold right, jump on the flat part here so that you can go up here. You do a middle jump on this slope so that you turn the thing but you also land here. You roll, and when you're on this flat part here, after going up, down, so you go up, down, when you're on the flat part here, you do a full jump and hold right, and there you go. There's your South 20 and Stardust Speedway 1. So, Stardust Speedway 2, you want to start off with a 3-tap, and then you jump around the right edge of the platform, and then you roll here and you jump off the downward slope. You roll, and when Sonic starts moving right, after going down the slope, you start holding left, and then you jump as soon as you land, hold right, roll, then jump and keep, and you roll after you go on the loop there. You wanna do that ceiling jump if you wanna retain your momentum, basically. Because if you just roll the whole way through, you lose a little bit of speed. Then you go down. When you go up for the second time on the second upward slope, like as soon as you touch the upward slope, you jump, and then you jump afterwards on the flat part of the platform to make it across. It is recommended that you roll there to kill that enemy just in case, and then you just hold right, and then you hold up. And when you go up for the second time, you just release up and hold right, and there you go. Stardust Speedway 3 we won't be covering, but again, the link to how to do it is in the description. You do exactly what Pimp Ouija does, and you will get it every single time. The Stardust Speedway 3 boss. So in Metallic Madness 1, you charge a full peel out, you jump up the slope, you jump, hit the spring, you can just keep holding right, then land in between the second and third spring, you jump, and then once you see Sonic's foot sticking out, so there's this green thing to Sonic's left right now in the background, right? When that thing is covering Sonic, but then you see Sonic's foot sticking out of it, then you do a full jump, do another full jump once you land. And this is intentional. The damage boost is intentional. You land, you do a one tap, and when you're around here, so you see this green thing to Sonic's right in the background. Once Sonic touches it, you do a full jump, and there you go. You just bonk the spike and make it up. Then you do a peel out and jump. For that jump, when you make it up, basically you want to do a peel out, and once Sonic touches the post, you want Sonic to be past the post. If you look closely, like here, and then you do a full jump, another full jump, and then you can pause buffer here if you want, and then when Sonic is on this downward slope, you do a full jump. And then once Sonic is past that platform there, that is to Sonic's left, the platform there, once Sonic is past the right edge of that platform that is to his top left, you do a full jump, jump as soon as you land, and then grab the speed shoes. And then you just jump and hold right. Like that. And then the rest is self-explanatory. You go up here, and then when you land here, you do a one tap, and then you jump. And then you charge a spin dash here, go under the thing, and then spin dash and jump as soon as you land, and there you go. So back up, if you jump too early here, you can just go under, and then jump as late as possible here, and then do a full jump, get on that gray thing there, and then you get to the left of those speed shoes there, and then you continue onwards as usual if you miss the downwards slope jump due to jumping too early. So Act 2, you want to start off with a peel out, climb up, then go up here, turn around, right, left, so that you can land on this thing. You do a peel out roll, and after you grab this checkpoint, you start holding left, and then you can pause buffer for this jump, and then you jump, peel out, jump, once you're on the slope, then you peel out, and then you hold right. So basically, you see, how can I explain this? You see those purple lines in the wall just below where Sonic is right now? Once those purple lines touch the left edge of the screen, you jump. You wait a little bit and then you jump. And then you land here, you do a peel out, and then you pause buffer. You want the top of this gray thing that Sonic is standing on to be above the bottom of the blue circle in the checkpoint. So if you imagine an imaginary line connecting them both, you want the top of the platform to be aligned with the bottom of the checkpoint or a bit above. And then you just hold right after releasing the peel out, and then you slow yourself down once you're on the ceiling and do a peel out. And there you go. Metallic Madness 2. So, Metallic Madness 3, you start off as soon as the Act 3 logo goes off screen, you charge the one tap and release it. And then once Sonic is being covered by that thing in the background, you react with a piano roll while holding right, so that you jump as soon as you land. Then you see this thing covering Sonic in the background. Once Sonic's foot, like if you look closely, okay? So here, I release right, and then once Sonic is just above the left edge of that thing, then I start holding left. Like that. And then I push left, and then I turn right in midair. I do a peel out, and then you do a full jump. Then basically there's these thingies here. So you see those rings there. After grabbing these and these, once you grab those last two rings that I grabbed, you start holding left. You land on this platform, do a full jump, do a one tap, and you jump once you're on that last blue thing. And you do a full jump, you bonk this monitor, do a 6 tap, and then you jump and hit that thing. And then you do a spin dash and jump over the white spinny thing. You wait for this bug to move, and then you move alongside it, and when it stops and starts flashing, you do a full jump to kill it. And then you push against the left wall there. You wait for those things to move, and once they come together and start flashing, you also do a full jump and kill them. Now the boss, it just moves around, and you want to be standing exactly there. So there's this cylinder looking thing that is just behind Sonic right now. You want Sonic's foot to be touching the left edge of it. You stand here, and once the boss goes as low as it can be, once it goes to the very bottom, once it hits the floor and stops moving, you hit it. And then once the top, so you see that blue thing, those little thingies that the boss spins around, once that topmost thing hits the ceiling, you jump. You react once it hits the ceiling. You don't jump as it hits the ceiling, you jump after. Right after it hits the ceiling. It's important to know the timing for that one, so that you don't accidentally get hit due to jumping too early. Then you just wait for it to shoot those two things. You can take a damage boost here if you jump onto the thing, and then you can get a hit on the boss a bit early and save like half a second. You wait for the boss to shoot its thing while standing around the middle, leaning towards the left of the arena. You wait for it to move. You basically wait for it to move 4 times, or to reach the center. Basically from the moment the boss starts moving again, you want it to... Okay, so it reaches the center once again, and then you jump here. And then you peel out or spin dash towards it, and you jump, and the boss is dead. So yeah, that is how you speedrun Sonic City Restored. Yahoo!